remember my first UST mock, I scored 188 over 400. Although I was disappointed, the tutors like Dr. Jeremiah and Dr. Josh and all other tutors, they were always there.
I saw that what UST had to offer was really, really different in terms of English, and I gave in and I joined, and I'm so grateful that I joined. I don't regret it.
Kamsi, Nsolibe, Deborah is UST Student of the Year. Hawau, Gbadeyan, Emmanuel, and Ethan are all UST Outstanding Students for the year 2025. Yeah. Unveiled was a class trip throughout the session. So confidence is going to be getting the most disciplined student of the year. UST's most committed student. Now, there was a person in UST that won almost all the mocks in UST. Yeah, she did she passed the Jamb exam also. She scored 342. She's not on this session. She told me she will not be on this session because of her network issues. That's Tomisin, yeah, Ojo Dokas Oluwatumilara. So she's UST's most committed student for the year. Yeah. So Ewu Kindness, UST staff of the year. It goes to Dr. Abraham. So thank you so much for all you do for UST. We love you.
Actually, UST in February, and it was one of the best decisions I made. One of my former tutors referred me to UST when he could no longer teach us, and well, I just had to trust him because I knew I had to join a tutorial if I wanted to achieve my dream score. My dream score was actually 360, which at then it seemed very unrealistic. But I knew that, okay, if I want to get a good score, even if it's not that 360, I have to shoot high. And in UST, we're always told to write down our scores and constantly reassure ourselves that, okay, whatever score it is, it's very attainable with God and with your efforts. And gradually, I started to, see it become possible and attainable, like I said. The UST classes made it more achievable. In fact, I was really struggling with physics and chemistry when I joined UST, and somehow I was able to get 98 in both subjects in the UTME examination. In fact, they were the highest subjects, ones that pulled my score up. And it didn't just happen magically. The teachers will always explain and break down every difficult concept until we're able to understand it. And sometimes you even wondering like, okay, what's even made this topic hard before? And it wasn't just the tutors. The UST community was ever ready to help. Like, you would send a question and immediately people are already replying you and helping you answer the questions, explaining why and how. And all in all, I'm really thankful to all the tutors that taught me and helped me in any way, especially Dr. Jeremiah, who would constantly check in on my progress, ask how my study has been. He was always making YouTube videos, which really, really helped me. And if I'm slacking, he would motivate me and keep encouraging every student. When I first joined, I was really behind on my Jamb preparation because I was still in SS3. This is my first UTME attempt, so I was juggling my mocks, reading for school exams, reading for work and all of that. And then I fell really behind with Jamb. And when I took the first UST mock, my score was really low. I got 188/400. And at that point, honestly, I felt like just changing my dream score to maybe 300 and just at least let me achieve something. But there was a quote I kept telling myself. It was one of my driving quotes. It said, "Don't decrease the goal, but increase the effort." And with the help of the tutors, like I said, they kept encouraging us, and with the classes, I gradually caught up, and in consequent mocks I did much better. And I also so on my own personal study, I took a lot of mocks on my school, and I used test driller occasionally when I wanted to learn topic by topic, but mostly my school mocks. And gradually I saw like progress. I started seeing scores above 300 on my school, and then I knew, okay, I'm actually getting better. Every day I would practice I'll wake up really early because that's when the house is quiet before others start waking up, and then I get distracted. And I will start, my reading. I would use Jamb remix, jambclass questions, watch YouTube videos on topics that I still don't understand. And gradually, I felt myself, covering a lot more topics than I thought I would. I kept moving, and it had to be every day, because anytime I look at my Jamb countdown, I just felt an instant, fear with a mix of motivation that, okay, time is really going. I have to keep working. And of course, prayer. There's no way you can achieve these kind of things without prayer, because at the end of the day, it's God that will crown your efforts. So I was always praying, asking people to pray for me, my friends will pray for me, I'll pray for them. And of course, the tutors here are also praying. So it's a mix of everything, really. And just to every 2026 Jambers, and even those that are preparing for post-UTME, what I'll say is, don't give up. Don't feel like reducing your goal. Don't think that your goal is way too high. I'm sorry. Don't think your goal is way too high for you. Don't think that it's not possible. Just know that if you keep working, if you keep pushing, if you keep doing what you need to do, it will definitely work out with God on your side. And once again, thank you UST, thank you everyone who helped me along the way, and thanks to God.
You can do it, Hawau. Sometimes it felt unreal. If Dr. Jamb and Dr. Joshua would say like, Hawau, this is not what we expect of you. I'll be like, am I really all that? But they really helped. All those things, they really helped boost my confidence, and I'm so grateful. Like when I checked my score, when I saw 64, it was unbelievable. Like I was like, I actually dropped my phone, like not throw it though, but I dropped it on the floor. I did not believe what I saw. Actually, I did not believe it. And even a week after, I really could not still connect so directly to the score. But I think this prize giving session is really making me connect. It's really making me realize what I did and what God did for me through UST, and I am so grateful. Yeah, so I think in a nutshell, that's everything. The co-founders, Dr. Jamb, Dr. Joshua, Dr. Bryant, and Dr. Deborah. I had not seen anything like that in the online space, honestly, and it was unusual. And I'm not just saying this because I'm a product of UST. It actually was. And Dr. Jeremiah has a way with words. I have to be honest. I was like, and the plan that UST had for us basically was really like I felt it was different, and I really needed to work on my English. And seeing that Dr. Jeremiah scored that high, being a medical aspirant, I knew two things were different, English and biology, and I knew I was really good, so I decided to join. So when I joined at first, I wasn't really that serious with classes and all, because I felt like going through the classes sometimes, just very briefly, I felt like these are the things I already knew at first, so I wasn't really serious. So I wrote my first mock exam, and I think I scored 271 or so. So that was very disappointing, coming from someone that had written Jamb and scored 299, and then I'm scoring 271 in UST mock exam. For me, it was disappointing, and then I sent it to Dr. Joshua and Dr. Jeremiah. Dr. Jeremiah called me, and he demanded an explanation. Actually, I didn't really have an explanation. The explanation, even though I didn't give it at the time, was that I was not really serious with classes at first, because I was not really serious with classes at first. And Dr. Joshua also said something. He said, "This is good, but for you, I did not expect this from you." Those, I think, he really touched. And the fact that I was stammering, I couldn't really say much when Dr. Deborah called me. I hated the experience, and I didn't want to experience it again. So I think January, I became more serious. I decided to actively go through all my missed classes and read between the lines. And I have to say, it was different. Physics for me was different. Scalars and vectors beginning. There were some topics that I had read over and over again. Honestly, that I had actually read, but I don't know why I missed points over. There were things that was I'm so grateful. I am so grateful. So the other things in UST, aside the classes major, the mock exams also. The mock exams, I have to say, in the history of preparing for my UTME, the 3 years basically, I've never scored 300. I don't think I have scored 300 in any mock exam that I've taken, tutorial or outside or CBT mock. I have not scored 300. But after I joined UST, I started scoring 300, and I think it's because of the increase in my understanding of English and biology. I subscribed to this driller also as advised by Dr. Jeremiah, and I actually started scoring 300, and that really boosted my confidence. I actually started believing that I could do it, because when I messaged Dr. Jeremiah the other time and some other people, I noted one thing: the belief that you can do it is so underrated. It is very important. Before anything, you have to believe that you can do it. Funnily enough, my prayer point was always to score 360 plus. But some part of me was like, wow, you're kidding yourself. 360 plus seems so huge. But when I started scoring 330 plus in mocks, and not just any mocks, UST mocks, test driller mocks, I mean, maybe I'm not really kidding myself, 50%. But I'm so grateful. The mentorship sessions also really worked. And also another unique and unusual thing again is that Dr. Jeremiah had maths classes, mathematics for us. I
remember that day I was
Okay, Kamsi, if you are still on this. Okay. Okay, so the first question I'll ask you, how did you feel when you saw your UTME score of 365? Yeah, not many of us didn't get that kind of score. Yeah, so I want to know, what was your feeling? How did you feel? What was the reaction?
Well, I remember that day I was on my way to church, when I kept checking for the score when I heard that it was out, but I think my service provider was having issues that day, so I was getting more anxious. I just wanted to see the score. Then on the way to church, I just said, let me just try again. And when I saw the score, I had already even planned how I'll unveil it. Maybe I'll cover the main score, I'll look at it subject by subject, then estimate my score. But then I just saw it, I didn't expect it to come out. It just popped up. I was I first shouted, yeah, I was extremely excited, because I knew I wanted this for so long. Anytime I'm studying, anytime I want to, I just remember, I just picture myself seeing that score and knowing everything worked out and everything was worth it. So seeing it, honestly, I shouted and I immediately showed my parents. They too, they started, like, they were so excited. Like, my dad, he was the one driving, his hand even moved small out of excitement. Honestly, it was just a day of joy the whole day.
Wow. Okay, okay, that's really, really nice to hear. Yeah, many of us wish to have that kind of experience. Okay, okay, let me ask you this. So, what can you say really made you score 365 in your first sitting in the UTME? Like, what can you say the major things you did? Like, the personal things you did, or the things you did. What can you say really made you score 365 in your first sitting?
First off, I would say is prayer. Like, above everything, without God, there's nothing you can do. Then beyond the prayer, there was I mainly used Jamb remix to study. Like, I practically finished. I focused on physics and chemistry actually. Then I left math. I tried to do math, but I had to reduce the time for math and focus on physics and chemistry because I was already okay at math. But that physics and chemistry Jamb remix, I finished the book. In fact, I did physics like twice because I knew that subjects and me, we weren't cooperating. Then for chemistry, I also did it, but I didn't just do the Jamb remix. I went through past question because chemistry, there are very random points, like especially organic chemistry, where you just have there's a lot of things that if you've not seen it before, you really don't know what the answer is. And well, sometimes Jamb repeats questions, so I was just doing I learned a million things in such little time, because in total my Jamb preparation was majorly in 1 month, the last month, because it was until I finished school activities that I had to log in for Jamb. So of course at that point I felt like I only have 1 month, so I have to give it my all, and whatever score I get, I just take it. So I had to maximize my time, study. That was all I was doing really.
Okay, so let me just ask you this. Who is your favorite tutor at UST, or which tutor actually impacted you the most?
It's definitely Dr. Jeremiah. Dr. Jeremiah, yeah.
Okay, I could actually guess it. Alright. We're still on this call. Emmanuel. Okay, Emmanuel.
Sir.
Alright. So actually, you're an underage candidate, right?
Yes, sir.
Alright. So, what can you say you did differently as an underage candidate? Yeah, because even some persons, they have written Jamb over and over again, but they don't still do well. But you, it's just your first attempt, and you're not even up to 16. So, what would you say you did differently?
I would just say my approach to the exam. Some people who would take the exam with fear and other stuff. Also, I mean, in my school, so they were very afraid to take the exam and other stuff. But I think it was the approach. Then, secondly, prayer. Thirdly, it was consistency when I started. some people they started, they were just like, some people would just start and they will be shaking, but it was about consistency. One day reading, like I said, the day I read 24 hours, it cannot take me anywhere. But when I was consistent with it and practicing, doing mocks, UST mocks, I was going back to UST mocks, checking the corrections and doing other stuff. The exam that I was going
All
to
right.
pass. So that was just it.
All right. I think I had consistency. Okay, so let me ask you this. You joined UST very early. So what actually convinced you to join UST from the beginning? What actually convinced you to join UST at the time you joined us?
A top scorer, I said it before. So for me, it was the line of teachers. Like everyone, all teachers in tutorial scored 345 plus in the UTME examination.
All right. All right. I don't think we have much time. If not, I would have loved to keep going.